All right, and if you could give us a thumbs up, Tracy's monitoring, and she'll let me know when I can move on to the next step, but we're over, you're typing in classdojo.com.
Remember, if you have any questions, just type them in.
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next step, but remember, you're just typing in classdojo.com. When you get there, you are going to want to click the blue button up on the top right-hand side called Sign Up. If you already have an account, it will be right next to that, right to the left of that, to help to sign in. So once you click on that, it's gonna prompt you to decide how you want to create your account. Do you want to create your account as a teacher, a parent, a student, or a school leader? I made mine with teacher. And as teachers, you'll probably also want to select teacher.
Yes.
And the only difference is the parent screen looks different. It doesn't have the capabilities of doing everything that the teacher account can do. So even if you have an account for your own child, I highly encourage you to select teacher so that you have access to all the capabilities and create your own class for parents to sign up under. All right, and then the next thing you're gonna do is fill in all of the required information. It's not much. First, last name, school email address, if you would like. You can use your personal email address if you choose to do so, and then a password. And I'll pause there to let you sign up and create your account. All right, so the next step, you're gonna see this. Don't mind my 2 gray boxes. I wanted to hide my 2 fake classes that I made up to make sure I was updated and current on Class Dojo and everything it has to offer. But you'll see this, you'll see a demo class and you'll see a new class. And what I'm gonna ask you to do is please click on demo class and you'll see your students. It's Beyonce, I forget who else is in there. Let me go to mine really quickly. Classroom. All right, so your demo class is right here. And we have Beyonce, Denzel, Jennifer, I'm gonna assume it's Jennifer Lopez, Justin Timberlake, maybe Leonardo DiCaprio. We have a great class. And so here I just want you to spend some time looking over it. Look over the portfolio. You can assign activities for your students to do, the class story, and messaging. So I'll give you about a minute or 2 to just look through those 4 tabs, and then I'll show you the options. All right, I see that somebody's on their cell phone, and if it doesn't give you full access, you can just look over on my screen. I'm gonna go through all of the tabs right now so you can still get a good general idea of what this has to offer. So I'm gonna start by highlighting just the classroom for a moment. So we have our very famous class right here. And when you want to add another student, and you can do this in real time right now with me because it's just the demo class. So if you select add student, please go ahead and select that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to add the student's full name, their first and last name, or you can do first name, last initial, however it is that you choose to. So I'm gonna go ahead and add myself because I would love to be in a class with all of those people. And then you just push add. And if you wanted to continue to add more names, you would just continue to do so here. Type it in again. Tracy C, add. And when you have your entire roster in there, you can save or you can copy and paste your student list from somewhere. I normally just went in and typed it. It was just easier for me to do it that way, but you can upload your roster. So I've added 2 students, and that's just how you add. You'll see here that it says whole class. That's if you choose to use the behavior management piece. You can assign points to the entire class for being on task or for being helpful. So Tracy mentioned her story of the entire class having lunch with the teacher. There was probably a set number of points they had to have as an entire class, and that's how she tracked it.
Priscilla,
yes.
I notice up here next to students says blue, right next to it says groups. Is that
yes.
so that if I had table groups, I could actually use that. So I used a lot of table points in my classroom, right?
Yes,
so
definitely.
That would be somewhere that I could just kind of like keep track of it very easily on here. Is that what that is?
Yes, thank you for asking that. So I always, before Dojo, kept track of my class points on my whiteboard, and it took up a lot of space. And so you can just do it this way, table 1. You can change the name, edit group name. Some teachers I know like to let their students create their own group names, and so you could do it that way. Or if you just call them table 1, 2, 3, 4, you can also add another. You can add table 3. And then assign the groups. Beyonce and Denzel are at table 3 together. Thank you for pointing that out, Tracy. The next piece is the portfolios, and to be quite honest, this isn't a piece that I used a lot with my students. When they wanted to go in and play with their avatar, they could, but it is really cool. You can create activities for them to engage with you, and see it says right here, once you assign it, it goes directly to their account to let them know that they have something to complete. And what I love about it is they can text you if that's what you want. They can record a video of themselves speaking. So what a great tool for our English learners so that you can hear them speaking and engage with them through that outlet. They can snap a photo. So if you assign PE and you say, go for a walk, you know, maybe they take a picture of their walk outside and they send it to you, or they can draw. But here you just name the activity, tell them what it is through the instructions. Today on your walk for PE, please snap a picture of a flower or something that you want them to do. And then down here, you assign it to the entire class. So just know that the entire class will get that one assignment. But I love that there's options here for allowing them to engage and interact and complete an activity with you. Then we have class story, and this is where you can send pictures of your agenda, your anchor charts, pictures of anything that you would like. I know through virtual learning, you might be hosting Zoom meetings. So if you chose to take a picture of your Zoom code, you know, the code that you have to type in and the password, you could send that through your class story. Really anything that you want sent out to all of the parents. The parents can interact with you through this. They can give it a thumbs up, a heart, or message back. Just know that all of those messages between you and a parent, even if it's through the class story, are private. So if a parent responds back to you about something in the class story, that's just for you and that parent. The other parents will not have access to those messages.
Good.
And then the last one is the message. So you do have the option to message all parents at once if you would like. Or if I need to message Beyonce's mom, I'll just click on her name. There's no option right here to message because I haven't invited Tina Knowles, that's Beyonce's mom. I haven't invited her yet, but I'll show you my fake class in just a moment so that you can see what that looks like. I'm gonna come back over here to class. After you have all of your students' names typed in, you click up here on student login, and that will give you, you can print them, and it gives students all of their information that they need. So you can show the class instructions, but right now we, due to virtual learning, we can't do that, the distance learning. So you can show home directions, and it tells them step by step how to access their student account. And then this is where you do have to invite those parents individually. So you'll see it says Beyonce Knowles parent. I have to either type in an email address or a phone number and then select invite. So there is some front work, some more work than Remind that you have to do for Dojo, but it does pay off in the end with all of the interactions between the student and the parent.
So that method that she was talking about, that Jessica was mentioning, that you could have like a code and then they kind of jump into you. You can't do that. You have to actually physically input everybody here? Yes,
and the reason for that is because the portfolios and the behavior management piece, you only want that parent to have access to their own child. One more piece I want to show you is over in options. This is where you can edit, and it gives you access to all of your settings. So if you want to edit your class, delete a student, you can do it here. You can view reports. Give me a moment. Class. Okay. If you'll follow me into edit class, if you're clicking along with me, if you're just watching, that's fine. Over right here on skills, this is where you can give those positive points. Know that you are not limited to just helping, you're not limited to what you see on the screen. You can add a skill right here. So I may want to add, what was there? Helping others, on task, participating. I may want to add, Tracy, give me a PBIS positive skill. You're on mute.
Skill specific or just like being responsible?
Oh, being responsible. There we go. And I want it to have 0 points all the way up to 5. The rest have 1, so I'm going to assign that. You can edit these to change them to have more points than others. So if you think in your class, if you want to highlight them being persistent, you may want to assign that one more points than the others. It's totally up to you. Down here, or I'm sorry, we have positive and then we have needs work. And these are more so the negative points that you could assign. Notice there's nothing really here because Dojo wants to really highlight positive classroom behaviors, but if you needed to, maybe you wanted to put off task, and you'll see that there is a negative sign there. And being off task is -1 point, and I'll save that. And then right here, it says choose which points you'd like parents to see. You can give them the option to see all the points, only positive, or no points at all. So you may just want to keep data for yourself and you would select no points, or if you only want them to see the positive, you could choose that one. So that's up to you how what you want parents to see. But this is where you would add those positive points and the needs work points. So I'm going to take you back now. If you just choose that arrow that I selected right up here, right next to demo class, it'll take you back to the demo class and then new class. So I am going to give you some time if you would like. You can select new class. This is where you're going to name your class. So maybe I put Mrs. Johnson ICOE training. It gives you all of the grade levels up to 12th grade. So it starts preschool all the way up to 12th grade and other. And then this is where you choose where you want, what points you want teachers to see. Remember, keep in mind, you can always go back and change it through your settings. But it will default to parents only seeing the positive points. And then I create my class. And I'm gonna pause and just open it up to any questions right now. We only have about 7 more minutes and I wanna honor your time. So any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask if you would like, or you can go into the chat box.
Yes, I do have a question. In the messaging area, is there a function where you only want to send a message, say, to 5 parents? Is there a way you can click those 5 or not?
Oh, fabulous question. You know, I don't.
Another question we have is, can you delete a class when you get a minute?
Oh, okay. Let's see.
That was a great question.
That is a great question.
Because you can click to one parent, you can click to all, but what about if you just want a few?
So
you can do it because
yes,
I've done it in my classroom.
Yeah, if you select up here the new message, the plus sign, it will give you your entire roster
and you just
with parents that you communicate with, and you can click them and unclick whoever you want to message.
Oh, so that's what it was.
Oh, that's those arrows. Okay.
Okay.
I only have one parent, that's me. I sent it to my husband too, and he was like, I don't want to join your class. So myself in all of my classes.
So Priscilla, could you tell us very quickly how would we delete a class? That question is on the
Yes,
chat.
thank you for asking. So over on the main page where it's your demo class and adding your classes, you can archive. So you would just go to the setting, select finish, and it will take it off of the main page for you.
Got it.
All right. Any other questions? I'm going to send us back to the main training room, but I just want to make sure that I answered all of your questions before I end our breakout room.
Jennifer, is there a way to schedule messages in advance for Class Dojo?
Yes, there is. If you go over to the messages, down at the bottom, I'll type it. I'm going to put test. Instead of selecting send, there is a caret. You would select schedule message, and you can choose the date and the time that you would like to send out your message.